Welcome back to the channel. Today is a beautiful day, but the shadows in Port Charles are growing longer by the minute. We just witnessed an impossible choice and a terrifying shift in momentum that changes the landscape of this show forever. Let's dive right into the... Okay, so I've been thinking about this and my brain is just completely fried from rewatching that scene at the Metro Court pool. Like, I am sitting here at 2 a.m. staring at the ceiling, trying to process what we just witnessed. Here's what's bugging me. Jacinda is lounging by the pool, probably thinking she's got everything under control, right? She thinks she survived the worst of the fallout. She knows Michael broke things off, but she's got her hefty bank account, she's catching some sun, and she probably thinks she can just quietly plot her next move. And then Willow just appeared. But it wasn't just an appearance, it was a total ambush. The blocking of the scene was so deliberate. Willow literally blocking the sun, casting this massive, ominous shadow over Jacinda. It's weird. Like, really weird. The whole thing is just weird because we are so used to Willow being the one in the sun, the one who is bright and warm and forgiving. But the look in her eyes, it was absolute ice. Absolute sub-zero ice. I mean, not exactly Cassadine level, but kind of. You know what I mean. Wait, let me back up first. Actually, no. First, I should mention the context, because if you don't remember how we got here, none of this makes sense. Jacinda didn't just stumble into Port Charles by accident. She was brought here by Nina and Portia. I think it was back in episode 12 or 13, somewhere around there in the spring. They literally hired Jacinda to drug Drew. That was her entire original purpose. She was a tool, a pawn, a mercenary in a nurse's uniform, or whatever she was wearing. But then the soap opera gods did what they always do, and Jacinda flew way too close to the sun. She became Michael's alibi, and then she became Michael's actual girlfriend. She fell hard for him. And honestly, who can blame her? Michael has this whole billionaire savior complex thing going on. But Jacinda made a fatal miscalculation. She thought she was the main character. She thought she could take out Willow by drugging her ice latte. Anyway, the point is... Wait, what was the point? Oh right, the confrontation at the pool. So Jacinda is cornered, and Willow blocks her path. And Willow doesn't just yell. She doesn't scream and throw a drink in her face like Carly probably would have done. She uses her congresswoman voice. You know the exact one I'm talking about. That low, measured, terrifyingly calm tone. She brings up the drugging incident immediately. And guys, this is where my mind just exploded. Willow didn't just say, I know you drugged my coffee. She hit her with a tactical nuke. She calmly reveals that she used her political power, her actual congressional clearance, and government resources to dig up Jacinda's entire dark past before she ever even set foot in Port Charles. Like, basically, Willow ran a Black Ops background check on her ex-husband's new girlfriend. She gathered a literal dossier of black files. Okay, I know I just said the opposite earlier about Willow being sweet and gentle, but hear me out. Is this even legal? Can a congresswoman just pull classified files on a civilian? Probably doesn't matter for soap logic. But I noticed she didn't even flinch when she admitted to abusing her power. She just laid it out there on the pool. The sheer audacity of Willow Kane sitting on a stack of black files. It shows exactly how much she has changed. She is completely weaponizing her government position to handle a personal domestic. And I am kind of here for it. Or maybe not. I don't know. It's terrifying. She tells Jacinda that she knows exactly who she is, what she's done, and every single skeleton hiding in her. It wasn't just a threat. It was a promise of mutual destruction. Actually, wait. Let me go deeper into the psychology of this, because I am overthinking the hell out of Willow's mic. When Willow looks at Jacinda by the pool, she isn't looking at a romantic rival. She's looking at an insect, a pest that needs to be exterminated from her ecosystem. Why? Because of Wiley and Amelia. Jacinda didn't just drug Willow's coffee. She put those kids at extreme risk. Wiley almost drank that drugged latte. I mean, can you even imagine? Willow's entire identity, her whole core drive, is built around protecting her children. She survived Shiloh and the dawn of day. She survived Nell Benson's reign of terror. She literally survived cancer while pregnant. You do not mess with Willow's kid. Jacinda crossed the one absolute line that Willow will never, ever forget. And Willow makes that crystal clear with just one look. So, Willow drops the ultimate ultimatum. She tells Jacinda that if she doesn't pack her bags and leave Port Charles immediately, she will publicly expose the original conspiracy. She will expose the fact that Jacinda was hired by Nina and Portia to drug Drew. But then again, that doesn't explain why Willow is willing to risk her own mother's freedom, right? If she exposes Jacinda's crimes against Drew, she exposes Nina's involvement too. Does Willow even care at... Maybe she's just bluffing? No. Wait. I don't think she's bluffing at all. I think Willow is so far gone, so deeply entrenched in her own political power trip, that she views Nina as acceptable collateral. Or maybe she just knows Jacinda is way too much of a coward to actually call her bluff. It's a calculated risk, and Willow plays it perfect. And then Willow twists the knife. She brings Michael into it. She tells Jacinda, straight to her face, that Michael will never protect a woman who poisoned the mother of his children. Boom. Mic drop. And the thing is, she's entirely right. Michael might be furious with Willow. They might be in the middle of the most toxic, radioactive custody battle of the decade. But Michael's ultimate loyalty is to his kids, and by extension, the safety of the mother. Jacinda thought she and Michael were, but Willow just brutally reminded Jacinda that she is a complete outsider. She is expendable. Michael already broke up with her and sent her packing because of this exact reason. Willow is just hammering the final, definitive nail into the coffin. You can literally pinpoint the exact second Jacinda's soul leaves her body. The actress played it so well. Jacinda is standing there, probably smelling like coconut sunscreen and chlorine, and she just visibly... She realizes in real time that she brought a butter knife to a nuclear... She thought she was dealing with Willow, the gentle nurse. Willow, the sweet, forgiving elementary school teacher who always turns the other... But that Willow is dead. That Willow died a long time ago. The woman standing in front of her is a ruthless, cold-blooded politician who holds the keys to a federal prison. It's tragic, kind of. I mean, Jacinda was in way over her head from day one. What was I saying? Oh, right, the realization. Jacinda realizes she has absolutely zero leverage left. None. Zip. If she stays, Willow destroys her with the black files from her past. If she stays, Willow exposes the Drew drugging plot, which carries a massive long-term prison. And she has no protection. Michael has already washed his hands. Jacinda is completely isolated on that pool deck. The sheer terror in her eyes when she looks at Willow. It actually gave me chills. It's like she finally saw the monster hiding behind the angel's face. She realizes that Willow can and will end her life with a single phone. Let's talk about that monster for a second, because I am going down a massive rabbit hole. Is Willow becoming Nell? I know Tracy Quartermain literally just made that comparison recently, and I thought Tracy was just being her usual savage self. But now? Now I'm not so sure. Nell was a sociopath, sure. But Willow is becoming something almost scarier. A calculated, untouchable political operator. Nell acted out of unhinged, messy emotion. Willow was acting out of pure, unadulterated strategy. She gathered intel. She waited for the perfect moment. She cornered her enemy in a public place where Jacinda couldn't make a scene without drawing. It is a masterclass in psychological warfare. And the setting? The Metro Court pool. Why there? Why not Willow's office? Why not a dark alley? Because Willow wanted to humiliate her in the light of... She wanted Jacinda to feel exposed, vulnerable in a swimsuit, while Willow is probably standing there in a tailored congressional power. The visual contrast is everything. It's a statement of hierarchy. Willow is at the top of the food chain in Port Charles. Jacinda is just a bottom feeder who got caught in the filter. I mean, maybe that's too harsh, but you get what The optics of the scene were designed to make Jacinda feel as small as humanly possible. Okay, wait. Let me rethink. Is Willow actually doing this just to protect her kids? Or is this an ego thing? Because she could have just let Michael handle it. Michael already broke up with Jacinda. Michael already gave her the money to leave town. Why did Willow feel the absolute need to personally deliver the kill shot? I think it's because Willow needs to feel in control. She spent months being manipulated by Nina, by Drew, by Mike. She was literally drugged in her own home. She lost her autonomy. This confrontation at the pool wasn't just about getting rid of... It was about Willow reclaiming her power. She needed Jacinda to know that she was the one pulling the trigger. So Jacinda packs her bag. We know she's leaving. The timeline says her exit is official and she's gone. She was written into a corner, and this was the only way out. But the way she leaves, it's not with a bang, but with a whimper. She just folds. She accepts her defeat because she knows Willow isn't bluffing. Jacinda's entire arc in Port Charles was basically a cautionary. Don't mess with the legacy families, and definitely don't mess with the quiet ones who have learned how to play the game from the mobsters and the billionaires. Jacinda thought she could outsmart them, and she lost everything. It's weird. Like, really weird. I almost feel bad for Jacinda, or maybe not. I don't know. She did drug a woman's coffin. She did put Wiley and Amelia in extreme danger. She deserves whatever she gets. But the absolute finality of Willow's threat just lingers. You will face a long-term prison sentence. Willow didn't just threaten to call the cops. She threatened to legally and systematically annihilate. And Jacinda knows that a congresswoman has the judges, the lawyers, and the entire system in her pocket. It's an impossible choice for Jacinda. But also, it's not a choice at all. It's an eviction notice from her entire life. Anyway, the point is, Willow Kane is the new terrifying force in Port Charles. She has completely shed her victim complex. She is using blackmail, extortion, and government resources to enforce her will, and she is doing it without breaking a sweat. Jacinda disappearing forever is just the first casualty of this new Willow. Who is next? Michael? Drew? Nina? If she's willing to hold her own mother's crimes over Jacinda's head as leverage, nobody is. My brain is just spinning with the implications. I need to go to sleep, but I know I'm just going to keep replaying that cold, dead look in Willow's eyes over and over again. Will anyone be able to stop Willow before she destroys everything in her? Drop your wildest theories in the comments below, hit that subscribe button, and let's figure this out together.